the day leading up to the inauguration, the President Biden's team was putting out billions of dollars of money towards various programs, trying to shovel it out as fast as they could, and they were trying to put a halt on that to review it. I'll give you an example. Like millions of dollars were being sent to Gaza for like condom programs that they found. So they want to put a freeze on some of this stuff and review it.
You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying, scheming, stinking, nasty sack of liquid crap.
Okay.
That's not true.
Reading from the news piece again. Despite fierce amplification of this facially preposterous claim by conservative media, data from USAID tells a different story, one in which Carolyn Levitt's claim could not possibly be true. The Guardian flagged the report shows not a penny of such aid going to Gaza, shows Levitt's figure nearly equaling the total amount of contraceptive shipments worldwide.
Yep.
But what did we find out, Chris? Trump did actually send $40 million worth of condoms in his first
He did, worldwide.
Okay, a former Biden administration says the claim is a feverish dream. One of the many lies repeated yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk to our friend, shall we? Here we go.
We can dance if we want to. If we don't, somebody will. Cause Republicans are rude and should be removed and act like they're imbeciles. I say, Malcolm Nance, Trump is under Putin's control. We can dance while Stephanie dances with the pole. Well, it's the Malcolm Nance. It's the Malcolm Nance.
Hi.
Well, it's the Malcolm Nance.
Hiya, sailor. Hi.
Oh, hi, Steph. You just caught me reading my prayer cards. Organizing them for the next 4 years.
Malcolm, I'm not even sure you can get shoutier than your normal Shouty McShouterson, but we're a week in, and we are in a constitutional crisis already, right? I mean, it is... it's sort of beyond, and that's part of the plan, isn't it? To be beyond
Absolutely.
any one human's comprehension to talk about.
It's the fire hose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I was looking at massive protests in Germany against the far right, party there. I thought, this is the problem, is I don't know what the hell, we're asleep doing Wordle, something. Because yesterday, I'm like, why are we not in the streets? I mean, why? This is really a full-on crisis just a week in, isn't it?
Yes, but, on the other hand, I have to tell you, the Germans have been organizing against the AfD, which is that sort of semi-neo-Nazi run organization in their country, Alternative for Deutschland, for years. So they've got a healthy, organized base of, political opposition.
Because they've seen this before.
But the last time we did this with the Women's March in 2017, it fizzled out for the sole reason that there are a lot of people in the Democratic Party who all want their little silos and will not work together. It goes with podcasters, it goes with people who are on Twitter and Blue Sky, and they're all shouting, subscribe to me. But no one is working as a unified organization. Now, maybe that will resolve itself. I'm working with people trying to get this, to start creating a resistance command in this country. But I'm going to reserve that extra shouty piece this week, certainly in my Substack, because I've been pretty shouty in my Substacks this week, up to the Democratic Party leadership. And I am speaking to them right now.
Chris and I have been talking about this all morning. We've been talking about this all morning.
I know. But
we have to have a 24/7 war room to knock down the quick reaction to all of these Substacks, podcasts, all of it. Because like we were saying, to have a sleepy news conference 48 hours later, it's not cutting it.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, and you know what? To tell you the truth, even a war room, I saw the Harris war room. All of these guys were really quick and fast. The problem is that you're playing by rules that have gone out now a decade ago.
Yep.
You're coming up and you're trying to go through civility at a time of outrage. You need to raise your voice, and the first words out of your mouth when they lie about the Constitution is, you are a liar. Not, oh, you're misleading us, or you're masticating the truth, or you're having a hard time getting down that. No, call them the liars.
By the way,
I've
seen you echoing our other good friend Michael Steele. I mean, and what does it say to us? Someone that's still a Republican is trying to blow the clarion, to Democrats that you've got to fight differently. That screw this. What do you want to call it? Civility, or whatever.
The three biggest voices this week, calling on the Democrats to fight were Rick Wilson, former Republican, Michael Steele, former Republican,
Joe Walsh,
former Republican.
Yeah.
Somebody explain to me why in the Democratic Party it's not about getting a war room. It's about organizing yourselves as a caucus to oppose them as the opposing party. No more votes alongside of them with comedy and peacefulness and bipartisanship. Zero. Stop that.
We should point out, Donald,
vote for major projects. Why are we accommodating them and making it look like their craziness is bipartisan?
Right. By the way, we should point out he said comedy as in COMITY. We're not for that, but comedy is going. Comedy COMEDY is going to be essential.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to point that out. Sounds very similar. Yesterday's constitutional crisis brought to you by Trump ordered a freeze on potentially trillions of dollars in federal funding to Americans, impacting everything from education grants to small business loans, sparking accusations he is violating the Constitution. That reporting right there. It's not an accusation. He's violating the Constitution. Right? This is not an opinion. The aggressive shakeup also aimed at making sure that the federal spending programs and government employees support his right-wing political goals. A senior Trump administration official told reporters the funding stoppage was a tool to enforce compliance. This is the definition of fascism. Yeah. This is programs that did not conflict with Trump would see their funding continue. Senator Patty Murray said it is a brazen and illegal move. The law is the law. Trump must immediately reverse course, follow the requirements of the law, ensure the nation's spending laws are implemented as Congress intended. That's the way our Constitution's written. So now, here we are. We're going to see what happens with this judge on Monday. So the freeze is, she obviously put a freeze on this until Monday.
For 5 days.
Right.
Yeah, love Patty Murray. Okay, but that's still too many words in the sentence, in the statement that she wanted. The first thing they should have said was, how is there not 213, I think that's what we have, 213 emergency press conferences to say, this is unconstitutional. This is against the law. He is working outside of the law. Congress controls the money, not this wannabe petty tyrant. See, that wasn't so hard. Take notes. I give you my permission to use it that way.
Right.
Politics Girl said the same thing just a few days ago. Even though she's been cowed back on CNN, we have got to stand up and speak in plain language. Now, here's your orders for your audience. You all need to call your representatives and tell them to fight. Get up and fight, all right? Not in long speeches or memos or letters of censure or declaration of malfeasance. Tell them you need to go in there and tell them to stop, fight. It's unconstitutional. We're getting run over. And here's the problem, okay? I'm afraid to say it, but I'm very good at predicting bad things that happen down there. Adolf Hitler, in my latest Substack, I have a video in there. Adolf Hitler ended democracy in 53 days. We're on track to doing it in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And this is not a joke. You need to wake everybody up. This isn't about being woke. This is about being awoken to the dangers to this nation.
Yeah.
That's all I got until you ask me another crazy question that makes me really angry.
And here it comes.
Oh, jeez.
No, Chris and I made the same point off the top of the show. Listen, it's not that, Chuck Schumer, Dick Durbin, they aren't saying the right things, Malcolm, but, again, it's not chronological age.
Right.
It's the
There's no urgency.
It's the, fierce urgency that you always speak with. And, the AOCs and the Jasmine Crockett's tend to have it.
Right. And Schumer's just here saying, this is an outrage. It's like,
that's
come on.
two of them. Because they're playing by the old rules.
Yeah.
How are they not upset by this? All right. I have one other person that I would like to discuss with. By the way, let me take a sip of my coffee so I can calm down. Triple, quadruple espressos.
You always seem over-caffeinated. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm not caffeinated enough, apparently.
I always expect someone to come in and tell you to switch to decaf. Just Malcolm.
I am calling right now okay, as a career military and intelligence professional, a lifelong patriot, a son of Philadelphia, I am begging Kamala Harris to stand up and lead this opposition. Do it now. If you love this country and you loved it 3 months ago when you ran for president, take charge, move out, get this show on the road, and make statements. Don't have settle back in your retirement. We don't have time for this.
Yeah. See, she's a better person than I.
Oh.
I just say all y'all.
No, there's no time for better people.
I know. I understand.
There is no
I mean,
time for better people than our better angels.
What he's trying to
Our
do.
better angels were killed on November 6th.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what else does he have to do? Release violent insurrectionists that tried to overthrow the United States government? Fire every inspector general without cause and without notice to Congress. Freeze. I mean, look at a wide range of organizations and agencies that depend on federal health department funds say they've been locked out of the online system responsible for tracking and depositing their money. These include state Medicaid programs, which have been unable to log on to the portal run by the HHS. My staff has confirmed reports that Medicaid portals are down in all 50 states following last night's federal funding freeze. This is a blatant attempt to rip health care away from millions of Americans overnight and will get people killed, said Ron Wyden. Brian Schatz said multiple states locked out of the Medicaid portal. This is a Trump shutdown, except this time it's unlawful. Again, this is going to hit red states even worse. This is going to hit Trump voters. I mean, we're already seeing, Malcolm, Latinos for Trump saying, oh, I thought he was only going to deport criminals. At least half of the people so far, they weren't criminals, except that they didn't come through a port of entry, right? On and on. I mean, all of the people going, I don't understand. Why is my insulin $800 now? 3 weeks ago, it was $35. I mean, I don't know what to say, but it does seem like people, what we were saying, the biggest Google search is, people who regret voting for Trump.
Yeah.
We're a week in, right, Malcolm?
Yeah, you know what? But this is the worst kind of schadenfreude, right?
Yeah.
We all revel in seeing the pain of some people, but this is the pain of a lot of people. All right? I mean, by the way, Talking Points memo reported today that OPM, the Office of Personnel Management, is being run by Elon Musk, and he just tried that trick he did with Tesla, sending a memo to 2 million employees asking them to resign.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. See, is that a coincidence? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Really? Right when Malcolm is saying something.